What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90, and it is time for the Euros final. It's Spain up against England after Spain knocked out France, deservedly so, and England knocked out the Netherlands. Again, I believe deservedly so, despite what a lot of people will have you believe. Here at the winning accumulators we had on the Patreon actually said that the Netherlands-England game would have either 2 or 3 goals in the match for odds of 2, so we are all good there. If you want to join, you can use that link, which is the first link in the description, but obviously we are coming towards the end of the season. Then in August we'll get back up and running for loads of tips for all sorts of leagues. Obviously over the summer it's been pretty much exclusively Euros and Copa America tips, because that's pretty much all the football that has been on. But going forward into the new season, we'll have Premier League, Champions League, and then 20 plus other leagues that I can't make videos on. We'll have tips and massive accumulators over on the Patreon. So flashing up on the screen are all of the people that have joined and have supported me this season on our first football season with the Patreon and all the tips. So if you want to get shouted out in every single video, like I say in every video, because I shout you out in every video, as well as the exclusive tips for just a small price once a month, then you can click the first link in the description to support me. But now let's get in to the Euros. Who is going to win between Spain and England? First of all, before I say anything else, I looked at the golden boot or top goal scorer odds, and there's a massive opportunity there in my opinion. So let's say you have a stake of, we'll just say £100, right? Just to make the maths easier, £100, right? If you bet £100 on Harry Kane to win the Golden Boot, it was at 3.25 when I first flagged the tip, and a lot of people saw that as good value, and it's now gone to 2.75. But if you did that for Harry Kane and 100 on Dani Olmo to win the Golden Boot at 3.5, you're betting on Harry Kane and Dani Olmo not to be outscored by 2 goals by Fabian Ruiz and Jude Bellingham, and for someone else to not get a hat-trick. And let's be real, are Jude Bellingham or Fabian Ruiz going to score 2 goals? No, they're not. So that means that one of Harry Kane or Dani Olmo is going to win the Golden Boot. So if you bet £100 on each, if neither of them score and they both win the Golden Boot, you get, what is it, £625 from £200. If one of Harry Kane or Dani Olmo scores, let's say Harry Kane scores and wins it outright, you get 275 from 200. If Dani Olmo does it, you get 350 from 200. And as well as that, if you bet those two, it might be worth putting an amount on one of the players on 3 goals that are out of the tournament, Gakpo, Musiala. If you put a little bit on them to get the Golden Boot, and Harry Kane or Dani Olmo, like if they both don't score, then they win the joint Golden Boot, and the odds there are over 10-1. So I think if you bet on Harry Kane and Dani Olmo to win the Golden Boot, you will make money, because for that not to happen, Harry Kane and Dani Olmo have to not score, and then either Bellingham or Fabian Ruiz have to score twice, or someone who's got 1 goal has to score a hat-trick, and I just don't see that happening. So before I go into the result market, I think it's a safe bet for the value to just bet on Harry Kane and Dani Olmo to win the Golden Boot, because they could both win it, but I think it's unlikely that neither of them win it because of what I said it would require. It'd be 2 goals from Bellingham or Fabian Ruiz, which isn't going to happen, and a hat-trick or more from anyone that scored a single goal in this tournament, which again is not going to happen. But I think it's a very likely way to make money, and even if Harry Kane wins the Golden Boot, you bet both Harry Kane and Dani Olmo, that's like a 1.75 return. And I just think that's really good. But now, the result market. Spain, I believe they're the first team to win this many games in a row in a Euros. And I assume, therefore, as a result, if they win this game before like extra time ends and it goes to penalties, they would be the first team to win all of their Euros games in a campaign. I know it took extra time for Germany, but I do think Spain can do it. I think they can get the streak. England actually played quite well in the semi-final against Netherlands in the middle of the pitch. They dominated possession, they dominated passes, but they didn't exactly dominate chance creation. Spain, however, when they played France, they created chances. When they've been playing this tournament, they've been creating chances. They've been scoring goals. So England have been quite clinical when they get the chance. It's not been uncommon that they score with their first shot on target in the game, or they score and convert a high percentage of their shots. And it does have to be said, that goal from Ollie Watkins was fantastic. I personally think it's a big risk, but I think England would have a better chance of scoring goals if they started Ollie Watkins over Harry Kane, because Harry Kane looks like he has no legs and he doesn't take up striker positions. There were multiple times he was like the 6th furthest forward player. There were times when he was behind the likes of Kobbie Mainoo and he's the striker. He was on both wings at one point, whipping crosses in. He needs to be in the 6-yard box where Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney would be, because there was that one just as the second half started. Saka did brilliantly on the right-hand side and from the byline whipped it into the perfect spot for an Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney, an Erling Haaland, a Kylian Mbappe-esque goal for them to just whip it in from 6 yards out. And Harry Kane was nowhere to be seen. He was 30 yards out behind multiple other players because, one, he doesn't have the legs to run in behind and challenge defenders for pace. But two, he doesn't give himself a chance by being there in the first place. He plays so deep. He wants to go back and receive the ball and play the out pass to the wing, but then he's not in the middle where he needs to be. He needs to be in the final third for 80% of the time and only up to the halfway line when we are defending. He does not need to be as deep as he is. But Gareth Southgate will start him regardless. I think if it was in England's best interest, Harry Kane wouldn't start, to be honest, because it means we don't create chances. And that's not because we're not in the position to create and cross and pass the ball. It's just that no one's on the receiving end of these chances. So it looks like we're creating nothing when we could create something if we just had a striker there, but we don't. And that is why I think England are going to lose against Spain. I think Spain are going to do it again. And I'm going to go for Spain to win 2-1 against England. Now, we have tipped correctly every quarter-final game, both semi-final games. We tipped Netherlands and both teams to score against Turkey. We predicted Switzerland not to lose in 90 minutes against England, and they didn't. We predicted France to qualify against Portugal, and they did. We predicted both teams to score in the Spain and Germany game, and they did. Both teams to score in the Spain and France game. We predicted that would end 2-1, and both teams to score in the Netherlands-England game at 2 as well. So my tip is once again going to be both teams to score at 2. I think it's possible that Spain do take the lead, and then England start playing well again, because we only play well when we're losing, and we do have enough good players to score at least one goal. So I think Spain are good enough to score, obviously, and I think England are good enough to score. They have to score. You don't want to see them go out with a whimper. You don't want it to be a 2-0. So with that being said, I'm also tipping Spain and both teams to score, because the odds are 5-1 for Spain and both teams to score. So my 4 tips here are both teams to score at 2, Spain and both teams to score at 6, Harry Kane to win the Golden Boot at 2.75, and Dani Olmo to win the Golden Boot at 3.5. So I think Spain are going to win the Euros. I don't see how England beat this Spanish side. I think everyone that isn't English wants Spain to win for some reason. And I think Spain are a better team than England. They've been a better team than England. They've been the best team in the Euros. They've knocked out Germany and France as well. And I think they're going to beat England here. Like I said, I do think the Golden Boot market is very interesting. I mean, when Kane was 3.25 to win the Golden Boot, to get so much return for just Jude Bellingham and Fabian Ruiz not to score 2 goals more than Harry Kane and Dani Olmo in the final, and then someone else that's on 1 goal not to score a hat-trick when Harry and Kane and Dani Olmo don't score, to make money. It seems like one of the most surefire things I've ever seen. Obviously, it's not guaranteed, but I seriously think you do well to bet on the current 2 top goal scorers to win the Golden Boot, and if they both don't score or they both score 1, you could triple your money with what is, I believe, quite likely, and you would make money even if Harry Kane or Dani Olmo win it on their own. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for my series predicting Euro 2024 with Spain to win. I hope I'm wrong with the result. I really do. I hope my tip of both teams to score comes in, but I'd happily see Spain and both teams to score and Spain to win not come in for England to win the Euros. And I still think England can win the Euros with Harry Kane and Dani Olmo winning the Golden Boot. It's not impossible that England win the Euros thanks to the better performance I saw against the Netherlands, but I think the likelihood is Spain will win. They've done it before, and I think they're going to do it again, giving them out and out the most Euro Championship titles of all time with 4, and England will still be on 0. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, subscribe down below, leave your predictions in the comments. What are you going to be betting on? And I'll see you in the next video, which will be my Premier League predictions for the 24-25 season very soon.